secret podcast, top secret, secret, top secret. Monday, August the 1st, 2022. Secret, pew, pew. Top secret. Pew, pew. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. Top secret. Lots of action. Monday's podcast. Doing it from T-Dot, baby. Toronto. What's going on, baby boys, baby girls? Shout out to everybody in the GTA, in Ontario, all over Canada. It's a long weekend. It's a civic holiday. That's right. Celebrating Honda Civics nationwide. I think that's what it's all about. Nonetheless, it's a long weekend, which means if you're in Canada, you're probably somewhere at the cottages. You're probably maybe doing a staycation. Maybe you're just sleeping in a little bit longer today, or maybe you're getting the most out of your day. You're waking up an hour or two early. Who knows what you're up to, wherever else you are in and around this beautiful planet, whether you're down in the US, Mexico, South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, Antarctica, Australia, New Zealand, Caribbean, all the islands, everybody in between, in and around this beautiful planet. Hope you're all safe and sound. You're having a ball. Gonna kick secret podcast, top action filled adventures for you and I. Doing it, gang. What an exciting weekend, everybody. Let's get into it. A lot of action went down. A lot of exciting things went down. I checked out UFC 277. Shout out to everybody. Oh, man. My favorite fight of the night would have to go hands down, hands up, no hands. The ladies, they killed it. What an amazing show. I'm talking Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena. Oh, what a bloodbath. Both of these ladies. Shout out to both of you, because with the punches and the grappling and the bleeding. So much bleeding. Well, somebody, that's what it is, baby. Bringing back the uterus to the UFC. That's what that was. Just two ladies going head to head, back to back. All of it. It was amazing. It was fucking exhilarating to watch that. Thank you for that. That was lovely. Congratulations to everybody. I keep watching these videos, the UFC videos, and every once in a while you'll see something that'll just, take the game and move it to a different direction. Somebody will jiu-jitsu a new triangle or a new shape. Somebody will come up with a circle or something. You know what I mean? Somebody comes in several months or maybe a year or two later, they're chopping at the calves with the calf kicks, and then that's a new thing, and everybody's like, oh, okay, we can do the calf, and then more, it evolves, it keeps perpetuating, it keeps improving, and then you find out new things about the human body and how it all functions and what you can do if it were to go down. And then an example of that happened again this past weekend. Brandon Moreno versus Kai France. Okay, if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, go check out the highlights, because that's the liver kick. Deliver kick. Not the liver kick, but deliver kick. You deliver a kick like that right into the liver, that's called deliver kick. What am I doing? I'm delivering kicks. Oh, again, all these guys and gals are like top of the top, elite of the elite, mixed martial artists and fartists out there doing it in the big leagues, right? So when you see a pro go up against another pro and just deliver a liver kick right there, and you see the body just shut down, it's as if you have secret buttons all over your body that you're not even aware of. Somebody can just poke it with the right amount of pressure. You get poked with the right amount of pressure, and all of a sudden you just shut down. Good God, shut down, can't move. Why? Because it's internal, I think. Something in there, man. You hit the right spot with that kick. But that's now up in my brains. Should I ever get in a sitch where I need to deploy a set of skills that I don't really have. Only been visually downloading, but that's good to know. Deliver kick. Fuck, dude, because it just like, oh, right there, and it just, everything just goes, you can't even, I don't know what it is. There's some right there. I think you can just like tap somebody on the shoulder or something, or right behind, or like whisper right behind the ear, dude. Whisper right behind the ear, they go numb, dude. That's what I'll do. Right behind your ear. Fall. Right there. Paralysis. I'll just whisper it and just the right, that's what it is. And you'll just, paralysis. That's what I does, I think. So that was amazing. Thank you to the UFC, to the fighters, to the fans. I love it, man. I love it. It's been my favorite sport, since the pandy. It's now my favorite sport. It's now my favorite. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. The fittest of the fittest getting in there. And just, whew, man, I get excited just talking about it. Shout out to everybody. Congratulations. And here's to you guys and gals doing it. Here's to us doing it together. Let's have an exciting day today. Secret, top secret action. Pew, 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 pew. What am I talking about? Today we're going to focus on top secret, top secret, bottom secret, spy movies, spy activities, spying, because here's the thing, I'm very much interested in different subcultures and different places and people doing different things. One of them, you guys are, by now you should be aware, if you've been with me from the get-go, your boy's fascinated by the underground world, by the the criminals, the gangs, the mafia movies, the real mafia that made potentially, yes, it does exist. That's out there. The criminal underworld, the things that you and I don't see. I'm fascinated by that subculture, but I'm also fascinated by the reverses of that, which is, well, you got to counter that bad boy, right? To every illegal activity, there's a legal activity of, what is that? That's, to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Physics, criminal justice system, something, man. It's a mixed bag, but nonetheless, I'm fascinated. And this past weekend, again, I watched a movie which just, triggered certain thoughts in my mind. I watched, what am I talking about? It's on the Netflix. It's being flicked. Talking about The Gray Man. That's the movie that I watched. The Gray Man. Starring Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling. And it's a good movie. But if I can say one thing about, that's what it is, man. I'm just gonna, it's all, if we don't do this honest, then there's no point of doing it at all. And if I can say something, which I will, just give me a second, because I gotta ease into it. Ryan Gosling, I had a crush on Eva Mendes when I was a teenager, and, things have clearly worked out in a different fashion, obviously. And, Ryan's a good guy. He seems like a nice guy. He's ripped. You're ripped, Ryan. Ooh, ripped. And he smells nice, probably, I'm assuming, by the way he looks. You smelling nice, Ryan? I bet you do. And he can sing, he can dance, he can act. The trifecta, some might call it. He's charming. He'll make you smile with his charisma and smile. And he'll even make you cry in such movies as The Notebook, which I've not seen, but I'm assuming it's a really touching movie about a man and his notebook. Why else would it be called The Notebook? Otherwise, you're misleading with your titles. And yeah, I just had to get that off my chest, because that's what it is, man. I had a crush on Eva Mendes. You might have heard me say something along the lines of, I've got a crush on Eva Mendes back when I was a teenager, but things work out in different ways. So just had to put it out there. Don't know why, but it's out there now. So congratulations. I'm super happy for everything, obviously. And but the secret pew pew. But that's what it is, man. I watched that movie and it just ignited a bunch of thoughts, made me think of different things. What's the underlying? I'm not gonna give away the entire movie, or maybe no, I won't. But also spoiler, a little bit spoiler, but also not spoiler. Like, grow up first of all, okay? If it's 2022, don't nothing surprise you and me no more. Things shouldn't be getting spoiled. You should already be spoiled. You spoiled. Are you spoiled out there? Okay. That's also a thing. But the point is that I'm gonna get into it. That's what it is. That's the point. Give me a sip of this first. Yeah, so Ryan Gosling, just finish it off with that. With the Notebook is what I was trying to say, is that if I don't need to watch a movie about a man and his notebook to sit down and cry. Okay, I can do that easily on my own, just thinking about daily life, how I'm still waiting for my car to arrive. It's been 5 months. Where is it? Finger pointing, and it all goes back in a circle. Then it's so if I need to, I don't need to sit down and watch a man in a notebook and his journaling and what have you. Like, that's not what it's about. Then what is it about? What's it all about then? Like, relations, deep connections between a man and a woman, apparently. But again, I've not seen it, so I had to get that off my chest. All of it is off my chest now. So moving forward, spy movies, pew pew, top secret stuff. What's the underlying message of The Gray Man? It's many things. What do you think it is? If I were to reverse it for you out there, you're like, it's about action. It's about adventure. It's about a man, and another man, several men, few ladies. There was a child at one point somewhere. Made up of people. Top secret, pew pew. So, the underlying message of The Gray Man, if somebody were to watch it, and well, the description says something along the lines of a CIA agent has been recruited, and he's the best because we've made him the best, but now the CIA needs to take him out because he's be doing CIA things. So if you read that description, and what's the underlying message? The underlying message of the movie is the CIA is the underlying message of the movie. Really, if you think about it, I think that's what I got. Promoting the CIA, pushing the CIA, and man, it got me because it triggers thoughts in your head. Because I love actions. I love adventures. I love spy flicks. You know me. If you know me, if you've been with me, you know what it is. Loved 007, loved the whole franchise growing up. It was a thing. Used to watch a little bit of it with my dad, so bonding. Memories, good memories with Papa when he was there. Good times. The formative years. So, let us not get sidetracked. Let us stay on course. I'm a fan of spy movies. I've been a fan. Was it innate, or was it? Did it look so pew pew cool on the telly that I, like many others, grew up to like it because of the coolness? Because you got what isn't cool about at least the depiction of the spy world. I don't know. Again, we'll get into the reels versus the fugazi, but the fugazi. Oh, I can get behind that. Same with the criminal underworld, by the way. Like, the realsies can't do it just because, so if I don't know, I'll say this, I'll get on board, but on certain jobs I can't do. You know what I mean? Like, I can show up to places. I'm if you need a fellow to just show up, I can show up to places. Could I take people out? not by the definition that you guys, either side, that, I can't, I'll take people out for a spin around the block, but I can't take people out. That's just what it is. But, I'm a fan of both of these, at least the depiction of it, because the depiction is whichever side you're on, but today we're going to try to focus mostly on the spy stuff, the action-packed thriller spy, secret agent, pew pew pew, guns blazing. Why doesn't it look cool? Why doesn't it look cool? It looks cool because it's got everything that blowing up cars, a lot of cars, blowing up entire townships. Like, you'll see this in movies, man. Like in this one, again, spoiler, 5, 4, and okay, it's spoiled. Half of Prague gets blown up. And you see, this is not the first of this happening. You see a lot of action-filled adventure spy movies, or just action-filled, they'll go places, the Fast franchise, or whatever you can think of. There's buildings blown up, everything in the whole year, like, and you're sitting there, and I love it because it's movies, it's not real, obviously. But how do these not real thoughts impact our reality is kind of what I'm interested in. A little teeny tiny bit. Are there any correlations as how do we, how we, do these, do these, well, let's, do these movies impact us in any shape or form in how we form our public opinion or personal opinion towards anything in life, for that matter, whether it's in the private sector or the public sector? What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that the depiction of the CIAs or the FBI's, I'd love it, dude. If we're doing tele CIA, tele FBI, I'll bust in there myself. CIA or Chia, depending on how you see Chia. Chia. Oh shit, we're Chia pets? A fucking psyop, dude? Chia. No, that's a far stretch. We went for it. Or like, oh man, I'd love to, like, the jackets that you see on the telly, the blue jackets that say FBI, dude. I love that jacket. I'd sport that jacket on if I could. But then I don't know if that's smart. Am I making myself a target like that? Just roaming around. It depends which neighborhood you'd be roaming around in. But that's the thing. One of the things is, like, I could get behind the fantasy world of, like, depiction. Real worldsies, I wouldn't be too good at it just because I like sharing. God, I love sharing. I'd be spoiling things. Like, you tell me to, I don't know, you give me a tranquilizer dart gun. Like, we're going through that month. It's that month of training. We're doing tranquilizer dart guns. I'd be tranquilizer dart gunning everything and everyone, including the headmaster, including the lieutenants, the superior officers, the men and women with whoever's teaching the course. Like, it's that week, it's that month. Tranquilizer dart guns, dude. You're getting darted. It's fun, dude. Darts, right there. Oh god, Numb City. We're having a conversation. Darts again to the neck. Good God, every half hour. As soon as I start gaining a little bit of consciousness, you keep dart. Oh God. Oh man. That's what it is, baby. It's nappy nap time. And for those reasons, I don't think I would have made a good real but Fugazi version depiction. I'm behind it. I'm in front of it. But then we'll get into how far in front of it we really are. I mean, should we be in front of it or behind it? I don't know, man. Just asking questions. But the depiction is cool. Other things. Another week or month of, we're doing practical week of chloroform, dude. We're doing your practical examination of applying chloroform. You give me a bottle of chloroform with a handkerchief of sorts, and you just be like, oh, okay, your mission is to dabble a little bit just behind that person's ear, or under there. I'd be all over that. Everybody's getting chloroform, dude. Just what it is, because I obsess about things. I get too into it, and I'm like, practice makes perfect. The whole facility will be just half the day. We lost half a day. That was a good day in '77. I remember going through the training. We lost half a day that day. Everybody, chloroform, nappy nap, baby. It's siesta time. Let's go. And for those reasons, I don't think, the real world would have, my world colliding with that world, dude. Oh man, the gadgetry, I'd be twirling mad gadgetry, because like regular folks be just like, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm flipping a sandwich. Oh, I'm flipping this thing you've not even seen. Just I'll be whatever it is that you'd give me, dude. It's this shiny thing that it's only like, don't bring it out in the public, dude. Because some people, they're good at separating work life from home life. Your boy right here, it's all about mixing the two as much as you can. So I'm bringing everything home. I'm bringing home work. I'm bringing work home, and home is work. Work is home now. That's what it is in real's life. I just be too into it. That's why you give me, I don't know how proceed 6 months down the line, I graduate to whatever level, or when I want my reg family sedan to be rigged with fucking spikes, dude. Just like me swerving just through, I grab my Tim's or McDonald's through the drive-through, and the guy behind me is just a little bit too close for comfort. You feel me? Spikes! You're like, man, he was just not paying attention. It happens to everybody. Well, guess what? Next time, you'll keep an appropriate distance, sir. Just saying, spikes for everybody, dude. I'll roll out of my own garage and I'll put some spikes. I'll just like sprinkle a little bit of spikes. So on my way back home, I puncture my own tire, so I give myself some extra work, and just it's practice, baby. So I deal with it on all. So I know what it feels like, at least. You know what I mean? You're like, that's an impediment to you. Why would you do that? Again, practice makes perfect. Because you're waiting. You got the spikes in your reg fam sedan. You don't use it. What if time comes and you needs to use it, and you're like, oh, I gotta first flip the cap and then press the red button, dude. I flipped and pressed so many. I flip and press so many times. If I have access to that, so that for those reasons, I don't think it would have worked out too well, man. That's what I'm saying. Or I don't know. You equip me with pens that have all sorts of things in them, but you also give me a regular pen. You think you'd ever see that regular pen? All I'd use was the rig pens, dude, all over the place, whether it comes with laughing gas or, just whatever you equip it with, I'd be using it all the time. Because, I get good at it. That's what it is, baby. I'd be just twirling every gadget you give me. I'd be tracking everything. We're going through tracking week. I'm out there tracking fielding. We're tracking. I'm tracking, baby. If there's a track to be tracked, I'm tracking it hard. Tracking it fast. I'm tracking it slow. I'm tracking it in the morning, midday tracking in the evening. If a track needs to be tracked, we'll track it. That's what it is. So I get into it, and you're like, and you give me the jerseys. Oh man, if I got a FBI or CIA, and I know you can probably buy these things, like obviously, whatever. But like, if it was for, I wouldn't rock the fake one. I can't. But if they were like, I get the FBI or CIA sweatshirt, and I just chop the bottom half, and also the sleeves, and I'm that guy, baby. 4:30 a.m. I'm that first guy with that crop top, just working out somewhere on the field of the agency's field. Somewhere we're doing training, baby. Let's talk about track. Meet at the track station, the track field. We're doing tracking today. Okay? That's all you need to know. What were you trying to say, man? Think about what I was trying to say. Give me a second. Is that all that seems very interesting. And also it seems like, here's the thing, the hiring process, again, if I were to assess it based on depiction, doing a little bit of assessment based on the depiction that's revealed on the telly, you're taking in it via the balls on the eyes. taking it in. You're like, how do you get recruited? Apparently, the recruitment method, a lot of times people might be thinking, man, do I need to go to like school? Do I need to, have some sort of training? No, apparently you just go to jail and they'll find you there, apparently. Again, spoiler alert, but also grow up. Go watch it if you like. If you're into the top secret spy mission. Pew, pew, pew. You commit a crime. You're committing crimes out there. You get caught. You go there, and all of a sudden you find yourself sitting across some fella who's interviewing or having a chat with you, and you're there, and he's offering you pieces of gum or whatever, little knickknacks here and there. You're just like, whoa, hey fella in a suit, you're the guy in the chains, and you're locked up now. You've done the time. You've done the crime. You're about to do the time, where you're doing the time. You're in the process of, somebody will approach you, and they're gonna be like, hey man, you're gonna be recruited to work for the CIA or another, clandestine agency out there, whatevs. And, normally you'd think that they'd go for, stable people with some, some sort of a background in something. But no, they'll take anybody, as long as, especially, like, actually it makes sense to take a criminal. They could be compromised and they don't really have anything to lose or gain. They're they could be disposed of very easily, right? What are you gonna, especially if you have like no family, criminal background, they present you with an offer, like you get to stay in here 25 to life, or you are forced to work for us, which is just like the worst working environment you can provide. But also, when need be, man, sometimes the performance you'll get out of these guys and gals, I'm assuming too, is just above and beyond. Most often it ends up in a disaster, but sometimes, man, do they do wondrous things out there. Sometimes, but again, it's a hit or miss. Hence the what got them there is probably those skills, those the fact that the unpredictable behavior, no self-control, easily, irritable, maybe a touch of, adult ADHD, just whatevs. It is what it is, right? But that's what it is. So you don't need to, if you're thinking, oh man, I don't have a chance, you're looking at it all wrong, fella, lady. Instead of putting in years of schooling and training, there's other methods, is what I'm trying to tell you. At least not what I'm telling you, that's what the movie says, man. I think. And, man, I'd be, dude, like, if I were in that sitch, if I had no choice and had to, like, if I were doing 25 to life and they, like, man, it's a lot of pressure. How come nobody ever says no? Can you say no? You could say no, right? But then again, it's like top secret, so if anything were to happen to you, he suicided himself. Mysteriously. But, what was I trying to say, man? A lot of different things, a lot of different emotions, a lot of that, and that's not the only thing that I viewed that just triggered all these thoughts and other thoughts that followed as well, but it is, yeah, because like the depiction is you get to like go and do whatevers, and as long as the mission is accomplished somewhat, it's okay. Like you blow up half the city to maybe capture one guy. It's okay, because it's the agency, baby. It's the company doing our business. And the company must keep on doing the business. And we'll get into that as well. So, it led me to, and then over the weekend I also watched other stuff. as well, which was kind of, I went down a little bit of I got recommended a bunch of documentaries which were related to the CIA. One had to do with North Korea and South Korea. One had to do with Libya. Another one was kind of concerning the Moonies. And again, these are all subjects that I'm familiar with on a very minimal level, my level of knowledge about any of these circumstances or peculiar events or peculiar people is very limited. So I'm just interested. I did watch a bunch of things, and it just leads you to think, what's up with, we like the depiction. We all like the movies. The movies look cool. The flicks look, the series look cool, whatever it is, whether it's the depiction of the good guys or the bad guys, whatever it is, we do like it because we find relatability to characters. You watch again, I love Sopranos. How many times have I watched that series? God knows. But the main character, Tony Soprano, not your typical good guy, but you find things that attract you to him. Yeah, you find things that are relatable. You're like, oh, okay. Beneath the criminal mob, Don is a family man, and he's got his own issues, and he may even be sensitive. Oh, he may even get emotional. This, that, and the other. So there's that relatability factor. And then, flip side of that, you got the enforcement of law, and that is also, for me anyway, because growing up, to me, again, depiction of law enforcement, I loved. Real law enforcement growing up was iffy about it. Now, as a mature adult, I appreciate it, but that's the thing. To what extent do we appreciate it, and what do we want from it? And if we do have, that's the thing. My thing is like, and if anything like that were to happen, like the depiction version of a CIA event where somebody's after somebody, half the city blows up. If something like that were to happen in real life, you'd be like, man, this organization sucks, or man, that's a big fuck up, or somebody should start looking into things. There should be some oversight or transparency at least. And it doesn't happen like that, but it does happen in different variants or different degrees. A lot of times you look at certain countries, having social upheaval, or all of a sudden there's a change in the government, or there's a coup or something, and you look into it a little bit, you may at times find that clandestine agencies like the CIA, or sometimes the CIA was involved in some of these coups or government overthrows. And it's interesting to that. And again, the CIA is just one example, right? You got the 007 version, you got the MI5, you got the MI6, you got you got the Mossad, and there's different ones all over the world. And every country has basically got their secret services, secret police, clandestine agencies that do their clandestine work, which is, it's all about intelligence, baby. It's like we're in the age of information, and information is key, and power. And in times of information and power right now, it's all about ideologies. That's what's important, I think, is what I've been getting. The current battle, the oscillation is between ideologies. It's no longer solely on just brute force. It's more so about which ideology dominates, from what I'm grasping. And with that being said, yeah, if you saw if you worked for a company and you went somewhere, you had an assignment, you blew up half the city, you'd be like, oh man, this is not good, no bueno, man, budget's gonna be cut or something, right? Any company. But clandestine companies or units are often treated differently because of their purpose, because they're there, in essence, supposed to be serving us and protecting us, or so we've been told. And yeah, I often find myself battling with that. Not really a battle, but like, but it creates a cognitive dissonance, right? Because you have two thoughts that are contradictory. On one side, you have the depiction of what is supposed to be a fragment of reality, which looks cool, which looks pleasing. You watch it, you enjoy it. It's fun, family-friendly entertainment. Flip side of that is, that represents a darker reality. And that none of us really want to have anything to do with that. Like, I wouldn't want to be involved in any of that. God, Jesus. So, but we've been told that we kind of need that darker, real side of things, because if we didn't, then there'd be, hence the other countries having opposing views and ideologies, and they're doing their own secret work regarding everything and anything. It's like, so it's like we have to because they're doing it, and they say the same thing. We have to because they're doing it. And this happens on a nationalistic level, on an international level, and it happens societally within our own little bubbles as well. It's like, yeah. What do you guys think? I wonder, like, would you like to live in a society where there are existing, I guess, secret agencies, essentially, or intelligence agencies? Is that cool? Is it cool to have? And at the same rate, we're also living in a space, in a society where we're all striving for a little bit more transparency from ourselves and each other, whether it's just through like regular human interactions or even our wishful thinking of what tomorrow's technology might bring for us, right? Oh, if we only get a chip and you can read everybody's minds, or you know what everybody was thinking, despite the fact that you might not be happy about what you find out that they're thinking about, you'd at least know what they're thinking about. Wouldn't that be swell? Terrifying. Good God, terrifying. But also, yeah, it'd be kind of neat to know what everybody really thought instead of, But that's the thing. I'm at the end of the day, beginning of the day, I'm on the side of humanity, team humanity. And I think, without these, but it's hard to make sense of it, because like, and in one shape or form, sort of, kind of, from what I gather, there's always connections between intelligence agencies. It's not like there's a degree or a level of coordination or cooperation, If there's something involving international affairs, certain agencies will be in touch. They are in touch. They're touching, all touch and go, baby, of course. And again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's interesting to think about these things, because I do think about it, I'm like, man, I wonder, we want certain things, we want certain changes, but at the same rate, we got to be so careful about not going extreme in any direction. I think that's the biggest thing. Everybody wants to make sure that they do, I think. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Man. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, top secret, agent secret, top secret stuff, spy. Yeah, because like the movies, man, they're cool, but the real, like, 007, secret agent, I can get behind that. But real agents, I can't get behind that. There's that, because to me, it's like a message of snitching, essentially. You know what I mean? And there used to be certain codes that we live by, like snitches get stitches, bitches. things like that, of that nature. So do I like secrets? Do I value secrets, or do I rather live in a world of brute honesty? Brute honesty, or a world of secret? Could we even live in a world without secrets? I think that's I think more and more as we progress, I think that's I like, yeah, man, it's so hard to, because right now is that we're in that Goldilocks stage of, you still, despite the fact that there's so much, whether it's intrusive in terms of like your privacy, there's still, you can still, we don't have access to each other's, like, inside of each other's thoughts all the time. And would that be okay? Would that be okay? I do like the notion of private thought. Doesn't even, like, that's what I do like the notion of private thought. I'm just, talking out loud here. I do like the notion of private thought, or just private. I do like that notion that people should be able to, if they choose to, have privacy. But we'll see. Things are evolving so fast, but it's all really fun and interesting to think about. But at the same rate, yeah, I wonder if overall, if globally, we'd be doing better with or without these clandestine units. And right now, at this time, you're like, man, if we got rid of ours, yeah, those other guys are doing it. And this thought of, because whatever, and it may be regarding intelligence or any other thing, or an arms race, or a techno race, or anything else, if we continue on, in my mind, viewing it as that we're in a race instead of we're in a, instead of racing, if we could shift to cooperation, it'd be great. Takes time, I get it. Not gonna come overnight. And yeah, I guess I don't have the answers. Yeah, so despite the fact that I don't like that's the thing, if agencies or whatever, if the company, because there's so many companies too that like date back, centuries as well. It's not just clandestine agencies. Some companies too that go like hundreds, 200s, 300 years back, and you're like, man, all the different ways they used to conduct themselves and do business was so at times different and definitely questionable, right? So you tend to have your hesitation, or at least, let's just say it says a lot about our level of trust in our institutions. Because if I could trust an institution to clearly do its job and be responsible, I'd be like, yeah, of course, I'm for it. But sometimes you look historically, they've not been so much on the up and up, and then you're like, man, regular folks, average folks don't need to be in on the know. But again, I think we should be more in on the know. Personally, I'd like to know what we're doing as a team, so that we know what we're supporting, so that we know what we're not supporting. And also, this sort of cognitive dissonance impacts us in different ways. Again, ideologies, whether talking specifically about a nation, what's happening inside one country, or globally, right? We always seem to be either within nations or globally shifting between a left and a right, or a up or a down, or a, capitalism, communism, all these isms that seem to be competing. And in competing with each other, they do create what we have today, which is wonderful on many notes. So, it's just all about making it better, all about questioning, having fun, trying to find the funnies, dude. Trying to find the funnies in there. And the funny is, like, yeah, and the fantasy world of it all, I love it. I love it. Love the characters, love the shenanigans, love it all. And I think I'd make fuck, dude, I'd love to, let's step away from, I'll leave you guys with those thoughts in terms of, like, yeah, how do you guys feel about those things? And we'll definitely talk about these sort of topics more as well, but I did want to come in and obviously try to tackle it from a funny angle, if we can, if we may. I think, yeah, dude, if I were to, man, I'd be, okay, you're now stepping aside from all that. You are, okay, secret agent time. Fucking you know, again, if there are no repercussions, fantasy world, oh man, you gotta wear a uniform. Oh, I'm not wearing a uniform. You hired me because of a specific set of skills, and I does things on my own way, on my own time. We're like, no, here, play. We're about to go take down this international syndicate that's been committing the crimes, and we need to stick together and work as a team, as a unit. I'll be all over that shit, dude. I'm all over that shit. Swerving with cars, flipping cars upside down, dude. Helicopter, and in and out of choppers. I'd be mad in and out of choppers, dude. Just operation goes down. I'll meet you at the rooftop. I'll meet you at the helipad. I'll meet you at the red H, dude. I'll see you up top. You take off. You get the engine. Have the engine ready to go, because that shit takes some time to, you know, start spinning. I don't need that. I don't need to be extremely vulnerable and left anxious knowing you've not started the engine to the helicopter, which we all know from, again, depicts. Takes some time to get that back. I need that shit too, because I does my part, okay? If we're extracting, if things need to be extracted, I'll meet you at the H, at the top of the building. Matter of fact, tell you what, not only have the engine ready, spinning, propeller spin. I want to see propeller spin. I want you to start hovering. Get off, as a matter of fact. Get off, okay? Give me, if you can hover around 3-4 feet off the ground, that'd be fantastic, because I'm quick with it, dude. I will grab whatever I need to grab. I'm there, up top, the heli. Where'd he go? Wasn't even here. You know? Do I get a company turtleneck? Because, man, as much as I love spring and summer, fall, winter time, you give me a dark navy turtleneck or a dark black turtleneck, or even, dare I go out on the limb here and try a dark mahogany colored turtleneck, a dark brown turtleneck. Yeah. You're like, oh no, we're only used to seeing dark black and dark navy, deep dark navy blue. That can't be done with turtlenecks. Turtlenecks can't be brown. Fucking, I'll show you. No one's dared to do that. In fashion, no one's there, but I will mix business and pleasure, dude. Fucking. I will, oh, man. And yeah, so the outfits will be dope, so I'll be fucking kicking ass. And the gloves, you guys will provide the gloves that comes for the team, leather gloves. I want leather gloves. I will not accept anything other than the best leather, because if I'm out there in the elements, it may be raining, maybe snowing, or whatever, I just might be driving. I want leather gloves. Do we go fingerless, full finger? Here's one for the team. I'll let you guys think about this, okay? Cook this up in the cookbooks and the recipes if you like, see if it works. How about a glove that just covers the fingers, leaves the palm bare, naked? Bare naked, palmless glove, dude. Till 2022, we've only dabbled in fingerless gloves and fingerfold gloves. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, Shark Tank, by the way, if you're listening, man, so many businesses we've started together, Shark Tank. Thank you for investing, and invest wisely, because these ideas fucking, pinched by the ops. Who are the ops? I don't know anymore. Somewhere out there doing things. But the point is, we're like, what utility will we get out of these palmless gloves of yours? Well, okay, first of all, your fingers, which are the most important portions of the hand, those should be kept warm and dry. I don't want wet fingers on missions, just slipping and sliding because you got wet fingers. Keep it together. But at the same rate, you want that nice comfort of you want, because with the palm of this glove, you'll have control. If I'm swerving on a bitch, I'm spinning right now. Just spinning. And my reg family sedan that's been rigged with all the, with all the shebang, baby. I'm talking smoke bombs, talking spikes underneath I'm talking reverses, license plates, dude. But like, not just like one or two variations. I'll have a vanity one, and I'll have like, other ones that'll just, went under a bridge, get him, he's out the bridge, same car, different license plate, where'd he go? It can't beat that car. It's the same car, different license plate, throw them off their game. That's what I'll do for the team. If need be, if push comes to shove, and if it comes down to it, man, if there's a bad guy out there that's doing whatevs that we're not cool with, and ideally I'd like us all to be cool with everyone, ourselves and each other. But if need be, sorry, the safety's off. Gotta put that back on right there. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm smooth with it like that, But also, I'd like masks. If like masks, you know what I'm talking about, like the Mission Impossible masks, I'd like some of those. I'd like to dabble in maskery, dude. And but I want it to be like, normally you'd see these things like, he's wearing a mask, he's trying to portray himself as a local politician, or the Queen's, we need to keep the Queen going till 100, somebody put a mask on, or none of those. I wanna impersonate reg people, because that's what I rep reg people. Here, this is the family that represents the reg people. So that's what I want. So I want anybody in the neighborhood, I want us to just grab a photo of their face, and I want me to wear a mask looking like them, and I want to show up in their life, and just for half a day to a full day, maybe a good week, just show up and pretend to be them. And you'll have their info that you'll give to me, so I'll be Nancy for a week, dude. I'll show up Nancy, and we can, Nancy will see me, and her husband will see me, and I'll have Nancy's mask on, and everything else will be the same, and we'll get into a full-out argument, and I'll make sure to convince her husband that I'm the real Nancy. And I will commit, dude. I will anything, because I'm a team player that way. It's just what it is. Or reverses, I could be Nancy's husband. That would have been way easier. But again, I'm just saying, if the mission needs to be tackled, and you're like, they're just good regular folks doing their lives, can't we leave them alone? That's what I said from the beginning. That's what I said. Transparency and making sure that the reg people are left intact and feeling good about stuff. So with those thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. As always, it's been a pleasure. You can find these wonderful videos, the full-length versions are on YouTube. If you search Rob Sadri or Gladyamadeit, you will find it. Unfortunately, right now I can't put a link up yet on Instagram because of the number of the... So yeah, that's a little bit of work on your part. You're gonna have to find Rob Sadri or Gladyamadeit for the full-length videos on YouTube. If you're already watching on Instagram, I thank you for being a part of my life, letting me be a part of yours from the get-go, baby. We're getting close to the 2-year mark. I'm excited. We're building, we're growing, we're experimenting, we're going in all sorts of direction, doing all sorts of wonderful, silly, serious, silly top secret Mondays. Man. So you can find all these videos on, again, YouTube, on Instagram, and if you'd like to support the show, go ahead, check out Patreon. Check it out. Talk about it is all you need to do. And I'll see you guys back here again on Wednesday. In the meantime, have fun. Pass it around like hotcakes and drugs. Peace out.